Hi guys. I wanted to talk about hockey fighting and the general consensus that mainstream society, regardless of their hockey fans or not, would prefer it was taken out of the game as far as even the NHL level goes. In the last few years, notable players have died early deaths because of fighting, one way or another. Most notable, Derek Bugard, Rick Rippon, Wade Belak. Uh, they had sustained concussions. There were different reasons. I believe Derek Bugard, he just overdosed on whatever medication he was on. I think that's why he died. I had heard that he committed suicide, but I don't think that's what happened. I mean, with Rick Rippon, that is what happened for sure. There's plenty of hockey, Vancouver Canuck videos on the subject, and I actually know that they won't put Rick Rippon on jerseys anymore. I haven't asked for that. I just know that they don't do that anymore because I believe the team said that they didn't want Rick Rippon's name put on any more jerseys. At least that's the story I heard. Yeah, I hadn't, wasn't going to put his name on a jersey anyway. So that's one thing. Wade Belak, I believe he committed suicide as well. But the thing is, it's a controversial subject. So the fact that that's mainstream media, it is true, but you don't really know what went on. Like, we don't know what was going on in Rick Rippon's mind. Us common folk anyway. I mean, there's what the TV and the internet tells you, and I'm sure they had, a lot of seminars and things like that about Rick Rippon, Kevin Bieksa, Alex Burrows, they all talked about him, but the reasons why are still a mystery. Like, he was a complicated man, so we don't know. Anyway, those things aside, I think fighting is still an important part of the game and should not be taken out. Obviously, and these measures have already been implemented, in the minor leagues, fighting is not allowed, and in most of them, body checking is not allowed either. I think that is appropriate, but I think in the NHL level that fighting should still be allowed to happen. It shouldn't be completely reliant on the one enforcer for the team. It certainly shouldn't be his only, job is to be tough and to fight people all the time. It's because if you have to fight all the time, that's when the concussions really start to add up. I mean, in hockey, concussions happen all the time anyway with just body checks and things like that. So add on fighting and you're really going to get some brain damage if you do it too often. But I think in an NHL season, like, the enforcer for the team should get in one, maybe two fights in the entire season, and maybe one in the playoffs. And they do kind of have to be scripted, because there's just, like, things can go wrong in a ice hockey fight. Like, a player can fall over and be like a diving helicopter with those skates he's got on. That's obviously a problem. There's that. And also, when they fall backwards, because generally they don't have their helmets on, that can be quite dangerous if they land on the ice and really hurt their head. I was thinking maybe some sort of Jewish, like, whatever those stupid hats that they wear. Why don't they have one of those on the back that kind of cushions them a bit? So if they do fall over on their back, it's not so bad. I think that something like that could be cobbled together. But, I don't know. But yeah, like an enforcer should be able to play hockey as well. He shouldn't, be pressured into just throwing fists. From what I saw of Rick Rippon, he didn't score a lot of goals, but a couple of plays I saw him make, he was just as good as a top six forward. I remember, I believe it was one Chicago Blackhawks game, I think it was in the playoffs, where him and Darcy Hordachuk combined for a really cool looking goal. And, Rick Rippon was a small guy, and he was able to also show that he could score goals, and it was really awesome. That's the most memorable goal he's done that I remember. So there's that aspect of it. As trained athletes, they should be able to perform on the ice and it not be an issue. I reckon it's not, but the other problem is monkey see, monkey do, and it's not just the drunken idiots in the stands, although they contribute a lot to a negative atmosphere in hockey arenas. All it takes is a few beers, and most people cannot handle alcohol. It's just a fact of the matter. They're not disciplined and trained enough to be able to handle alcohol, and they get into scrums over like nothing. Somebody really has to piss me off for me to want to fight them, or I have to feel like I'm in danger or something like that, which usually coincides with each other. Yeah, many hockey fans have fought in the stands, and it's turned into a bloody mess and turned something where you may have thought of taking your children to go see, and you go, well, no, actually I'm not going to do that because there could be some drunken rowdies there, and there usually is. I believe in most hockey arenas, anyone caught being rowdy of any kind of that sort immediately gets banned. They get their picture taken and they can't go to another game. Which therein also lies a problem, because the enforcer, supposing you want a jersey of the enforcer because you respect him as an athlete. Well, I got Derek Boogaard on the back of this jersey. Does that mean someone's going to go, right, he's got a Derek Boogaard jersey, and specifically because it's not a Canuck jersey, and they may want to just throw fists at me just because I'm wearing a Derek Boogaard jersey? That is a distinct possibility. And they go, well, are you looking for a fight? Why are you wearing a jersey like that? I'm wearing a jersey like this because it looks cool. It was of a respectable hockey player, and I have a greater understanding of the sport as a whole. I'm not some fucking drunken idiot who could be wearing a Henrik Sedin shirt and lose his cool and fucking blow up. But some people, like, they barely even need just the flick of the match, and then it just sets off like a whole powder keg. And people have to be more disciplined than that. I think you should be able to go in there wearing an enforcer jersey, and you shouldn't have to worry about a thing. Yeah, so there's that aspect of it. A lot of trouble has come about because of that, fueled by alcohol. There's the youngsters who watch it on TV, and that's the impression they get, that that's acceptable, without proper understanding of why it's going on. And the thing is, the NHL hockey has its critics. Things could have been done better in the past, and there are people in positions of government, bureaucrats, whatever, who would like to eliminate the enforcer out of hockey altogether. there's been big talk about that, but it's never really gonna go away. Goon 2, Last of the Enforcers, I did a review of that movie. I thought it was a good movie, but Last of the Enforcers, I don't think so. There most certainly will be people who will continue to drop the gloves when need be. Just they shouldn't do it as often. And hockey fans should properly understand what hockey fights are before they just, really get into it. Yeah, there's a lot of dimensions to it. It's a bad influence on people. People don't know how to act appropriately because people are just stupid. That's just the fact of the matter. A lot of people are stupid everywhere, and that's the problem with society. You need stupid people to make society work, but people are so stupid that there's dysfunction. Things aren't working properly, and it's all because they're emotionally fueled, usually alcohol and fueled individuals, and things just happen sporadically in group settings. It's a group mentality, pack animal mentality. And I do think that an opposing team, if they're got fans coming over to your city to watch your game, that they shouldn't be afraid of being attacked, or having a bad time, or being heckled, or anything like that. Maybe like a little bit of heckling, but not to the point where it's abusive or anything like that. I think you could try to be mature about it. Like, I'd heard that the LA Kings, in their arena, they're particularly bad, and they really hate Canuck fans. And most of them don't even know why they hate Canuck fans. All they have is like a vibe. That's all things usually are, is a vibe of dislike for a certain team, and people just go along with it. They don't really think, well, why do I not like this team? They just go, oh, that figurehead over there says we don't like that team, so therefore I don't like that team, and they don't need further explanation. Well, you're stupid, is what the problem is. There are teams I don't like, but I have, not just because they defeated the Vancouver Canuck reasons, although that is a reason. There are other reasons I don't particularly like them. Notably the New York Rangers, Boston Bruins. Don't really like the Islanders. They all defeated the Vancouver Canucks. I don't really like them. Don't really like Philadelphia. I actually like their jersey, but I don't actually like the team or the city. Yeah. So I think fighting is an important part of the game and should definitely be there and stay there. Just, not very often. And the enforcer shouldn't just be labeled as the enforcer and that's all he does. He should have other jobs, and there shouldn't really just be one guy as well. The team should be tough enough that they could, another guy can step up. And then on a lot of NHL teams, that is true, that they have more than one guy who could drop the gloves. Obviously, if your players are skilled and they use their hands to make plays happen and score goals, then obviously you don't want them getting into trouble. So they should be left out. This is a conversation that many hockey fans have had, and I'm just putting in my 2 cents that I think that hockey fighting should stay. It is a bad influence on different people and other generations, but a lot of things are a bad influence on people, and we can't live in a society where we don't gently graze certain subjects, because then it's not that the subjects get forgotten, it's just that you know, they're not addressed really. They just sort of, I don't know, I can't think of the words to describe it. Basically a problem waiting to happen, I guess. Which is funny because I'm talking about hockey fights. But, yeah. I think, you know, people just need to be better behaved at sporting events, that's all. And be more disciplined, and it should all be good. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.